It's heard that you need to invest, but you don't know where to begin.
Don't worry, leave that to us. We've been teaching people how to invest for the last 8 years and have helped over 45,000 people get started with investing in a simple way. And now we've made the process even easier by creating a course that teaches you how to get started investing in 5 simple steps. And it's called our L.E.A.R.N method.
Before you invest, you need to 1. Look at your financial position. 2. Establish your personal goals. 3. Assess your investment options. 4. Research the best options for you. And 5. Normalize investing regularly.
With these 5 easy steps, you can start your investment journey with confidence and clarity. But wait, there's more. We've created templates and resources to help you take action right away. After this course, you will know how much you have to invest, your investment targets and timelines, and how to invest to achieve your goals. Register now at learngrowinvestclub.com.
All right. It's so good to see everybody again. Well, I'm not seeing you. You're seeing me, but you get the idea. So this video is going to be a little bit different. Let me just say that at the start. So I'm going to be outlining in this video my 2026 investment strategy. And I'm also going to be outlining a challenge for you, those who are watching this video. All right. So I'm going to have a challenge for you. And if you stick around to like maybe the 15-minute mark, those who are watching the replay, you'll hear the challenge, right? Because I'm going to share my strategy. It's going to be a very simple one, a very practical one for where I am in my investment journey. And I'm going to issue you a challenge as well. All right. So before I get into the challenge, I'm going to share a little backstory. All right. So most persons would have known, if you've been following us for a while, that I started investing, Renee and I, back in 2017. Well, like 2016, 2017, because we started actually investing in crypto first. And then we took our step to invest in a local market, which is the Jamaica Stock Exchange. And then from there, we've been investing mostly on the JSE since then, right? We've had a crypto portfolio. We've invested in stocks, real estate. We've done private equity. We've run our own businesses. We've started multiple businesses. And so our investment strategy and approach has evolved over the years. Right, so where I am, as Raquel's a challenge accepted. You don't even know what the challenge is yet, but I like that. So our very first investment in stocks started with us taking our entire savings and putting it in the first IPO that we saw, which was VMIL at the time. We put that money in, and I shared the story a few weeks ago that we put about 600,000, which was all of our savings at that point, into the IPO. We did make some money, and then we've been investing ever since, right? We've lost some money, we've made some money, and we've grown into, I think, investors that can hold our own, right? So we feel comfortable investing in multiple things now, investing in multiple markets now because of what we started back then, right? And so fast forward to a year ago, right? Specifically 10 months ago, where we did something that was completely unprecedented for us, right? So you've always heard me say that you should have, as a beginner, 4 to 6 stocks. Start there. Don't invest in a lot of stocks. You stretch yourself thin. Last year in March, some of you may know the stock in question. I won't mention any specifics here. But we absolutely concentrated everything that we had into one investment, right? About 99.9% of our capital was in one investment. And so that was something that we've always, spoken about, but we've never done. And of course, recently we were able to realize just a significant amount of growth from that particular strategy that we used. And so that, of course, brings us to almost like a new level in terms of how much we're able to invest at this point. So that kind of leads me into the strategy that I'm going to talk about now, because I think that the season of life that we're in now, we're ready to actually start to we see the goal that we have for investment to be more attainable than ever before, right? So when we started investing, Renee and I came up with a number that we said that we would have as our goal for retirement. When we get to that number, retirement is what would think about. I would, if either of us are in jobs, we'd leave that job. We may still run our businesses, sure, but we'll kind of scale down and pretty much let our investments take care of us, right? And we're actually within, I think, well, one, we're closer to that target than we've ever been. And so it feels like we need to just do a sprint and we'll be able to get to that number, maybe even quicker than we originally thought, right? I'm not getting into specifics here because I don't want the number to be a stumbling block for anybody, right? The number is different for each of us. My number doesn't have to be your number. Whatever that number is for you, that it feels like, okay, you're seeing what you're working for, focus on that. Don't let Jermaine's number become your number, right? If you're not sure what that number should be, then of course you can reach out to us. We can coach you through that, right? But either way, we have surpassed the halfway point to that number based on what we know, based on what we have been able to do in terms of investing. We feel like that number is more attainable than it's ever been, right? So that leads me to the strategy that I'm going to get into, right? So the strategy that we have, so last year our strategy was one investment, right? We pretty much spent the whole year centered around one single strategy, one single investment. All of our resources went into that one investment, and we're able to realize significant profits from said investment. So now we think it's time to change strategy, right? So the strategy that we're going to get into for this year, and the strategy that I'm going to share with you now, and then I'll issue the challenge, is that we are now looking to, because of where we are, we're looking to invest more in growth opportunities, right? So we're no longer prioritizing income as a strategy for us. We're no longer prioritizing, dividend stocks, dividend income, etc. Though I do have a dividend goal, which I'll share a little later, but the focus is going to be on growth opportunities. Focus is going to be on just accumulating and growing our capital as fast as possible. And this actually has an offline strategy as well as a stock market strategy. And when I say offline, it means our private investment opportunities. It means how we're focusing our efforts on business and how we're working on the things that we're doing on the side, right? So exactly as you said, that's it, right? We're going to focus on accumulating cash, right? I won't get into the reasons why or anything like that, that this is not the forum for it. But that's what we're prioritizing during this stage. And we believe this is the right season for it. We believe that the Lord has given us the ability to produce wealth. And so that's what we're going after. So what does this look like for me? It means that I'm going to be investing differently. It means that I'm going to be exploring in ways I never really thought about investing before. A little bit more intentional, a little bit more specific to the range of options that we have, right? So for example, one of the things we're going to be doing a lot more of this year is investing outside of Jamaica, right? So certainly a lot of opportunities here, but we want to start building a portfolio outside of Jamaica, right? So we've had something there for a while, but it was always secondary to what we were building here. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing, building our portfolio outside of Jamaica a lot more. Well, the first one was investing for growth opportunities. That's one. Two is investing for opportunities outside of Jamaica. And the third one is that we're going to still look to see what opportunities there are to still maximize our income, right? So the income strategy would have been, primarily our previous focus. So now we're going to be, expanding that a little bit. All right. So that's it. Nothing, more complex than that. Focusing on growth, focusing on opportunities outside of Jamaica, and this is not just limited to stocks. We've always heard about real estate opportunities outside of Jamaica. We haven't, explored those seriously. We know persons in the field, in the market, that can provide you access to real estate opportunities outside Jamaica that we have not seriously explored. And then of course we have been doing fairly well in terms of our dividend investing, and so we're going to be taking that strategy a step further to maximize our income. All right. So I'm actually earlier in the challenge that I want to issue, so it's going to be where a segue into now, right? So the challenge that I have for you, if you're interested in joining me on this challenge, so as a part of what we're trying to do is that we're going to also be trying to invest a specific amount of our income each month, right? Again, I don't want the number to be a stumbling block for anybody. So as a part of the challenge, you'll get the instructions via email. So the challenge, first, to opt in, you have to opt in via email. So there's going to be a link placed under this video. You're going to click on that link, you're going to opt into the challenge, and you're going to be added to a very specific email list from our community. You're not going to get any of our general emails or anything like that. We're going to tag you separately as somebody who wants to participate in the investment challenge. And so to be clear, this is not going to be a challenge like we used to do it before. This is not going to be some course or anything. I'm not going to be giving any stock tips or anything via email. But what I'll be doing is pretty much sharing just the journey of how I've invested, how I have invested, how I will be investing, and just kind of some of the things that I don't really have an outlet for on YouTube or maybe in the community, etc. Right? So things that I may want to talk about, just some of them, and I made some notes here, that's why I'm looking down. So for example, I'll talk about things like, how I'm looking at the overall market, right? Things that are top of mind for me, maybe something I read that stood out to me that I want to share my thoughts on. I'll talk about things like how I go about, deciding how much to invest, why I'm choosing that amount, that kind of thing. I'll talk about just, in general, like how I maximize cash, right? So things like that. I'll share, some of the mistakes I've made. I've done one video about it, but it's not something I share a lot of. And I've always heard, people say why persons don't share more about their losses. I have no issue sharing my losses, right? So I certainly can share both losses and wins. So that's one part. The next part, I'll talk about things like, what were some of the things that I look for, earlier in terms of my investment journey versus what I'm looking for now. How do I decide not to make an investment, right? Because, for example, there are opportunities that may come to market that I'm not interested in. I don't even look at the opportunity or anything like that because I have a clear focus or a clear mindset about something at that time. So I'll talk about things like that, right? So it'll kind of be different phases, different kind of topics for a phase. So I'll tell you what the phase is. Maybe the next set of emails are going to be focused on that. Then I may transition to something else. So all you're signing up for is when you opt into the challenge, you're going to communicate back to me and tell me what your amount that you're going to be investing each month in terms of percentage. And then you're just going to opt into the email list, and feel free to send me emails. I'll as I send them and reply. But I have to be clear, this is not the the typical email. So I'm not going to take any stock specific questions in that email. So if you email me and be like, Jermaine, what do you think about this stock? Or Jermaine, I'm not going to answer any of those questions. I'm telling you from now. If you email me regarding that, I'm going to direct you to our community. I'm going to direct you to maybe I did a video on it or something that I'll point you to. So that's how I'm going to treat with that. And then I'm only going to be doing this for a year. It's just like a little experiment I'm running to see, how persons resonate with it, how persons are interested in that. Because we've always wanted to write more, but we're not sure whether or not there's good interest in that kind of thing. All right. So let me get the link to share with you. For those who are interested, you can always for sure opt in. I think Renee might have sent it to me. All right, so I'm going to share the link in the description of the video. I'm going to share it in the chat now, but I'm also going to include it in the description of this video. So if you don't see it, you're going to see it immediately as we end. Okay, so let me just test it out here. Okay, I see it there. So I'm going to share it as well in the chat now. So 2026 investment challenge is going to bring you to our website where you can opt in. So you do that and you'll get the emails. So that's it, right? So that's my investment strategy for the year 1. And 2, that's the challenge that I'm issuing and sharing with you how you can join me on the journey. I will take any questions if you have it about my strategy or anything like that now. And we'll keep this video short. All right. So I do see some questions here. If I can speak on the preference shares as an option for dividend investing, I mean, that works. It gives you fixed income. You already know what you're getting. These are on the market. I don't think you'd be able to get any chunk unless they're available on the market. And so, yeah, it works. Preference shares work for dividend investing. There are some nuances to it, but once you understand what those nuances are, then, I mean, go for it. So I don't have 46 stocks, O'Shane. Right now, I have no stocks. So I'm pretty much rebalancing to rebuild. So that's a state that I'm in right now. Supervillain says my number is 100 million. Okay, that's a good number. 100 million. And Orville says he knows the number. Okay, Orville, that's good. I don't know how knowing the number does anything, but I mean, that's good. I think I might have shared it previously, but it's not an issue to know the number. I'm just not going to share it in this way. So, yeah. So cash is king in a buyer's market for sure. And I do think, so on this point, I can't tell you how optimistic we are about the opportunities that exist. We see an ability to really build our portfolio both in investment opportunities outside the market and on the market. We see this year being a great year to start building out some of our positions, and so we can really take advantage of some things that we're seeing. Woodcats is now on JMMB. Okay, cool. I think persons are happy to see and hear that. They will be buying at a premium on those. What are you referring to here? Let me know. I'm not gonna comment on that. But I am rebalancing my portfolio. I'll say that much. Would this challenge be in conjunction with the strategies in level 2 or a separate activity? Great question. So this challenge is completely separate from what we're doing in levels 2 or 3. Level 2 has a set curriculum, right? Level 2 is going to be covering a very specific focus. Those are already, pre-planned. I'm not going to want to deviate from that particular thing because it has a set goal, right? So if you're signed up for level 2, just know that we're going to be continuing as planned. This is more of me wanting to touch on things that, again, don't fall into any program. It doesn't fall into level 2 or 3, doesn't even fall into level 1. It's things that I wouldn't necessarily teach a class on, but maybe I want to share my thoughts on. Maybe I see a video that I like from somebody, and I want to share my thoughts on it, and I just want to. It's something I can share with you. You can watch it. You can share your thoughts with me, and we can have a conversation around that. That kind of thing. All right. Raquel, what are you talking about? How do you do that? You're so afraid of letting go of what? I'm not sure what you're talking to about that. Preference shares. Oh, you're talking about they will be buying a premium on a preference share. Okay, yes, thank you for that. So the person who asked about the preference share, let me go back. It's a good point that Jamaica politics is sharing. So it depends. They'll be paying a premium depending on the current price. So when you see the preference share, just understand that you have to know what the initial price was versus what you'll be paying for now. In some cases, it's actually less. So in some cases, they'll be getting a discount. In some cases, they may be getting a premium. But that only comes into play when those shares are being redeemed, right? So I probably should do a video on this now that I think about it. But I would do some research. Person who asks about preference share, just so you understand what you're getting into, and then you take it from there. All right. Are you saying, Raquel, that you don't know when to let go of your stocks? Is that what you're saying? Help me to understand. Oh, well, I mean, so here's the thing, and this is what I teach, right? Opportunity cost is a very important thing to think about as an investor, right? So I've been rebalancing once per year for maybe the last 5 or so years now, maybe longer. Rebalancing helps me to, in my process of rebalancing, I teach this in the Portfolio Makeover Challenge. I'm looking at my portfolio, I'm looking at the opportunities that are there, and I'm trying to determine which one, either my existing stocks or my stocks to come, which one brings me closer to my goal, right? So if it is that I see greater opportunities before me than what I have, then I have to rebalance, and I have to, do something that will put me in a position to realize my goals. So that's what it comes down to. I think that I think I'm a very patient investor. I think I'm a very strategic investor. And so I make decisions based on what I think will get Renee and I to our investment goals. And I've always said this, that the more capital you have, the more tailored your investment needs to be. Because if I'm investing with $1 million and my target is 20%, I think that's fairly attainable to get 200,000. But if I have 20 million or 50 million or 100 million that I'm investing, 20% on 50 million is not the same, right? It's not going to be the same level of risk. It's not going to be the same strategy. The stock will certainly need to be a certain amount of liquid. Like, there are other things that are included, and so that kind of it makes your decisions very different. All right. So, but I mean, to each his own. All right. Okay, some persons are probably talking about the IPO there. That's, I mean, all the best with that. All right, so I'm not seeing any questions specifically about what I'm saying, so I think everybody is good. I'm gonna close off here. I do. Okay, I dumped 2 stocks this year that I was suffering a loss on, reinvested and made 300K. That's nice. I mean, I think that it's always good to do that. Okay, here's a question. I'm asking why the shift in strategy. Well, I think that because I see because I see our goals being the vision that we had in terms of investment strategy, or being able to accumulate wealth by a certain point. I see a window in which, if we literally tweak our strategy, we can actually get to the goal a little faster. So it's not a rush thing. It's more of seeing a specific opportunity that exists, and so we want to take advantage of that opportunity. And I think we want to be able to do that in a way that just makes sense for where we are, where we are in terms of our income, where we are in terms of our expenses, and so I think it just makes sense, right? Hindsight is going to be perfect, so I don't know what the future will hold. Yeah, exactly, right? So because this strategy that we took before saw me maybe doing trades probably 3 to 4 times per year. Sometimes I just be tracking the market for months, and then I make some strategic investment, etc. What I'm saying is, as I see more and more opportunities, I'm going to actively participate in said opportunities, is what I'm saying. So that's going to be the first step, which is the growth side. And where it relates to investing in more markets outside of Jamaica, that's me. So I see an opportunity to actually partner with somebody who invests in the US markets a lot, who understands it. So I'll be learning more about that market. So I want to kind of spread my legs. That's, please forgive me for that analogy. Just kind of expand my horizons in terms of that market. And the last piece is just doing what we've always done, which is focus on income, right? So that's, kind of it. So I think your strategy should change based on your age, based on your commitments, based on your income level, etc. So the platform I'm going to use for the US market is Interactive Brokers. We already have an account, already show people how to sign up for that. So if you're interested, just look on our channel, you'll see a video on that. Always ask me about cap gains, focusing. Yeah, so I mean, it's just different now. I think as you grow and expand, then I mean, for me, I just share that with our community, because I've been carrying everybody on this journey for the last 5 years or 6 years since we've been creating content. I've always shared this. If you go back on this channel, you will see me share my strategy last year. I've shared my strategy in previous videos. So I've always done this. Maybe some of you are seeing this for the first time, but this is not a new thing that I'm doing. I'm just sharing it, as well as inviting persons to join me in hearing more about the thoughts that I have as I'm going through the journey, because I've always wanted an outlet for that. But that's it. What about new risk? Is there a percentage loss to stop this venture? Great question. So because it's going to be a new focus for me, I'm willing to give it some time. I'm always willing to spend money to either invest in learning something, or to potentially lose money if it is that I'm trying something new. So for example, I'm never afraid to lose money. Is there a percentage or an amount? I don't think so. Meaning, I'm gonna still invest as prudently as I would normally invest. I don't know if I'll lose money. I don't know if I'll make money. If the strategy doesn't make sense, or I don't think it's gonna allow me to get to my goals, then I'll stop it. I think that's how I'm treating it. Did I use margin when you focused on only one stock last year? No, I did not. I haven't used margin since 2020. I don't want to pay any fees if I don't have to. And I think I was comfortable with the number of units that I have, because I've been accumulating for a while. So I didn't use margin. I don't know if I'll ever use margin again, but I'm certainly eligible for it. For those who feel like, using it once they understand it, they can. Spread my wings. Yes, thank you. I know you guys are gonna mention that. I did mean spread your wings. Please, I hope I didn't offend anybody. Um, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna be expanding. So my US portfolio literally only had two stocks. I sold all of them last year to go into that one investment that I mentioned. So I'm pretty much in the rebuilding state now for my US portfolio. Okay, I got you. Got you. Um, so what I always try to explain that dividend focus makes sense after you hit the big bucks. Okay. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say I have big bucks, but I certainly think that my maturity as an investor is different. And so, yeah. How often will be the updates? Great question. So once you opt into the challenge, you sign up. I'm going to share that link again for those who might have missed it. Once per week. So you're going to get a brief email once per week. I'm not going to send anything too long, hopefully. If I have more to say, I probably just email everybody on the group and say, let's, jump on a Zoom call or something. But I'm going to try to keep the email short. Think about it like a half a page, right? So I'm not going to do anything too long. It's just, what's top of mind for me, what maybe I learned for the week as I'm trying this new strategy. What are some of the things that I see? So for example, I'm looking at some stocks now and I'm looking at the queue and I'm looking at how things are kind of playing out. And it's very interesting to me, right? So it's very interesting to me. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not really, so you're saying you're not able to sign up. Let me ask Brennian that she had prepared the link for me. I'm not sure why, but let me try the link. Let me try and sign up. Let me try and sign up with another email that I have. So name, email, number, join. It works for me. It works for me. So I'm not sure why you're not able to sign up, but we look into it for sure. Oh yeah, man. I have no doubt on what we can do on the JSC, Tavares. I think I'm clear there. This is more about how we want to expand our portfolio overall. That's what it comes down to. It's also something that's strategic for me in terms of what I want to do next. So that's more of what it's about because yeah, that I won't necessarily get into the details of it now, but I'm confident in what we can do locally. But I want to learn and get as good on the US market as I do with the local market. So, and there are other opportunities. So remember on the US side, so remember I was clear not to say we're going to be focusing on stocks. That's not what I'm saying here, right? So we'll be looking for investment opportunities in the US, not limited to stocks, right? There are other things that we can invest in that's not just limited to stocks, right? So someone said it worked for them. Okay. So what stocks are you looking at for US portfolio? Well, so I certainly have a tech background. I probably start with tech. Tech has always been interesting to me. I was holding Microsoft for a long while, sold it. I don't know where it is now. I may look at Microsoft and some of the other tech companies, but I'm also going to see how they've been performing to see what it looks like to continue, right? So I don't want to just buy stocks that I've always known. I'm going to try to apply what I've been teaching in level 2 and level 3 to it. So yeah, exactly, Dalton, right? So if I now can add a level of skill and competence in terms of the US portfolio, then I can now do content, I can now coach on it, I can do other things for it as well. So this is me expanding my portfolio in that way as well. I'm assuming crypto might be included. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I do have crypto in my portfolio now. Right. Renee and I have a crypto portfolio from 2018, 2017, 2018. So we're not planning to sell that anytime soon. Will I be more actively trading that? Yes, for sure. All right. This is one of them that I'm interested in for sure. So I'm certainly going to be positioning some cash over there as well. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So thanks, guys, for all the questions and being here. This is the only video I'm going to be doing about this. So whoever catches this and signs up, that's how you're going to get word about this. If you want to share this video with somebody else, you can, because the updates from now on will only be via email. I'm not going to be doing like videos on this, right? Hold out till TJH reach 15, just compound it. Okay. Thanks. You are welcome. I mean, thank you for wanting to join me, right? So, and I look forward to hearing your stories, right? So please don't reply and give me any one-liners. If you want to share your own journey as well, please, right? Share that. Share the things you're going through. Share your own strategy. Share what you're doing. That would be great for me to kind of feel like we're doing that. As I said, I may have the occasional like Zoom call with persons on the mailing list. We're not going to publicize that. We're not going to share anything publicly about it. It will just be for those who are on the list. And we're going to treat that entirely separate because we don't want to model anything we're doing for level 2 or 3. And certainly if you're a brand new investor, then level 1 is what you want to focus on, because this is not really going to be for a beginner, right? Some of the concepts, etc., I may talk about aren't going to be the kind of things that you may necessarily want to think about as a beginner. So if you're brand new, start with level 1. So based on some of the feedback I may get, I may direct some of you to level 1. And then, of course, after you've gotten through level 1, if you want to take it a step further, level 2 is a program for you. All of our promotions for level 2 are done in terms of annual plan, but you can still sign up for level 2 monthly because level 2 ends December 2026. And then we start a new cohort next year. All right. So I hope everybody is having a great year so far. I do hope you caught our coverage on the Woodcats IPO. We did 2 videos on it. I did one, Renee did one. We did a Q&A in level 2 for those who are in our paid program. So if you have not caught that, please go ahead and watch it. If you're a coaching client and you want to catch that, just send me a message and I'll share that video with you. For those in level 3, you already have access to it. So yeah. So Kimmy says, I open a stock account in USD, but I'm not sure which stocks to buy. Well, I mean, for the US markets, the benefit that they have are what's called screeners, right? So you can use a screener. Interactive Brokers have one. That's a platform we recommend. And so you can use a screener to filter stocks based on a particular criteria, whether it be dividend yield or certain PE or different ratios. And then you can build a watch list from that. Then you can build a portfolio from that. All right. So hopefully that helps you, Kimmy. All right. All right, everyone. Let me post the link one more time. So if you want to sign up, you can. I'm going to post the link in the description as well. But those of you who are not investing yet, please open an investment account. If you need a recommendation for a broker, I recommend Sagicor Investments. And I recommend them because I have a hand in helping you being able to open the account. And that's because I work at Sagicor currently, right? So this is not certainly a sponsored video or anything like that. The requirements are posted in our community. You can sign up. You can feel free to use me as one of your referrals because, of course, once you're a community member, then we have We have access to you to be able to vouch that yes, you are indeed a member of our community. Open your account, start investing. The level 1 course will help you. When you're ready to take the next step, level 2 is for you. You can't get access to level 3 without doing level 2. So once you complete level 2, of course, we'll open invitations to level 3 for 2027. You can sign up at that time. All right. So thanks, everyone. I'll see you for the first email that should be coming out this Friday. So I'll see you in that first one. All right. Take care, everyone. You've always heard that you need to invest, but you don't know where to begin.
Don't worry, leave that to us. We've been teaching people how to invest for the last 8 years and have helped over 45,000 people get started with investing in a simple way. And now we've made the process even easier by creating a course that teaches you how to get started investing in 5 simple steps. And it's called our L.E.A.R.N method.
Before you invest, you need to 1, look at your financial position. 2, establish your personal goals. 3, assess your investment options. 4, research the best options for you. And 5, normalize investing regularly.
With these 5 easy steps, you can start your investment journey with confidence and clarity. But wait, there's more. We've created templates and resources to help you take action right away. After this course, you will know how much you have to invest, your investment targets and timelines, and how to invest to achieve your goals. Register now at learngrowinvestclub.com.